Hi folks, how you doing? So we are back. I've just edited a beer review for Tenerife. Ian's just watching one of my old ones that I done quite a while ago. We started doing beer reviews when we were abroad and stuff like that. So my last one was in Tenerife there again. So we went to Lido. I'm going to work through these each day because I'm literally just off night shift. Well, it's evening now, but I don't want to have too much because I'm back into work tomorrow. So this one is West 4% Session Lager. Now see, this wee brewery is in Glasgow, and it's actually a German lassie that owns it. And how that came about was she came to Glasgow with her dad, and she stayed in Glasgow. Her dad came over to visit her. He tried Tennant's beer, and it's like, no, that's no nice. So it inspired her to actually make German lager in Glasgow. Years ago, me and Ian actually done the brewery tour, and it was really, really interesting. And at the end of it, we sampled some beers, ate some food, and it was very much German food, like your bratwursts and that one to Ian, like your currywursts and stuff. And it was actually really, really good. So this out of Lido was £1.65, £1.65 for that wee can. Was that Ian?
West 4.
Aye, West 4. I said that already. So here we go, right? Oh, I like that. That's really, really nice. You can taste the maltiness of the lager. It's a wee bit stronger tasting. It's actually really, really nice. And I've tried quite a lot of West beers. That's really, really nice. Really nice. Yeah, I can see me sitting with a wee packet of salted nuts or salted crisps. You know? So there you go, Glasgow brewed lager. Look, tells you here. See here. Brewed in Glasgow in accordance with the German purity law of. That number there, I don't know. 15, 16. I've not got my glasses on. I'll need to put my glasses on. So that's my first beer. Hi everybody. So I bought myself a DJI gimbal thing that I'm using now. I'm not using the GoPro right now. So I'm probably looking a wee bit to the right of the screen because I keep forgetting my camera's up here. So I'm still trying to get used to it. So if you think like her eyes are off, I'm still trying to get used to looking at the camera here. So I'm using my new gimbal, so I'm still trying to get used to it. So please forgive any dodginess in this video. Hi folks, how are you doing? So Ian just bring Edna. Put the biggest bottle. Yeah. Hobgoblin Ruby Beer 5%. So this is here. Still trying to get used to this DJI gimbal. I actually use the GoPro quite a lot. But I've got an iPhone and the footage on it's really, really right. Like, the quality of the picture's actually decent. So I treated myself to a gimbal. It was cheaper than the actual DJI camera, which was £600. I'm not paying that. So we've got this ruby beer. If you've watched my past beer reviews, we're actually got another one on the now. We were in Disneyland Paris and we're laughing. I'm sitting in a soft play. There was only Callum in the soft play, and he's like, "You're a scummy mummy," and I'm like, "I know." But we've done quite a few beer reviews. So when I was in Paris, that's when I started trying like fruit flavoured beers and stuff like that. And I did like the ones in Paris, but the ones in Tenerife I wasn't really big on, so we're going to give this a bash. So Ian poured it into a glass. That's it there. That's the colour of it. My wee cheers glass. I went to Salem with my friends a couple of years ago, and we went to the Cheers bar in Boston. That was £1.63. £1.63 for that big bottle at a Lidl. That's actually quite good. Ian just showed me the receipt there. But so I got a Cheers glass for the Boston. I wish that I had my GoPro at the time, but I didn't. I didn't do my videos at that time, and I'm gutted because I done amazing things in Salem and amazing things in Boston. Anyway, hopefully I'll get back one day and the GoPro will be coming with me. So we're going to give this a wee bash. That's not actually what I expected. I expected it to be a wee bit more fruity, being a ruby beer, but it's no. Do you know what it tastes like? It's like... I like a lot of ales, like, is it 80 shilling in it? Stuff like that, and Doomsbar. That's kind of similar. That's similar. Aye, that's actually alright, to be fair. The bottle's massive, so that'll probably take me a wee while to get through, but aye, that's decent. As I say, it's like the ales I sometimes drink like Doomsbar and that's actually alright. So, because I was night shift last night, I'm half expecting after these 2 beers that I am going to be half cut, because I've only had 2 hours sleep. You gonna try that? No. So keep on at this video, because as I said, I'm only going to try maybe 2-3 beers at a push tonight. But we actually bought quite a lot of single beers, so I'm going to add all this together. And we're in Glasgow. It's in the Lidl in Glasgow. I'm not abroad or anything like that. Our next holiday is actually Florida, and I am beyond excited for this one. It's Callum's first time in Florida, and we've saved so hard for this holiday. We've got a lot of things planned, so I'm actually hoping that I can do a lot of videos for you guys in Florida, and while I catch cracking memories with Callum. So keep on at this video with more beer. Keep watching. Hi folks, how yous doing? So I had to go back and get my glasses because I couldn't really read these cans or the bottles and anything like that. So Ian bought one the other day there, this here. Wrexham Lager. I've actually never seen these before, and there's a reason I think behind why they're probably maybe a bit more popular in there. But I've read up on this, right? I've read up on Wrexham Lager now. It was established in 1882. 2 German immigrants came out into the UK with the intention of brewing lager to Bavarian standards. And they needed it to be like brewed with ice and stuff like that. Anyway, they chose Wrexham, and they included another German engineer to help them establish the proper temperatures to brew the lager. So while I was reading that, I then came up with an interesting fact that the Wrexham Lager was the only available lager on the Titanic at the time. So I thought that was really interesting. And also, when I further on read down, which I'm actually not surprised about, as soon as I seen Wrexham Lager, I knew, I was like, they're going to co-own this. So it's Robert McElhenney, Ryan Reynolds, along with the Allen family that co-own this lager, obviously because they own Wrexham FC. So I'm quite excited actually to try this, because I remember when the big gin boom happened, right? I was really into my gins. I studied the gins. I used to buy all the books on them. I used to go to all like the tasting distillery tours and stuff like that. I tried every single one, and the one that I really wanted to try was the aviation gin. And the first time I tried it was in Florida, and I absolutely loved it. And again, Ryan Reynolds had owned that at the time. So we're going to crack this can open. Ian, how much was this again?
4 for £6.
Four cans for £6. You've got to remember you're in Glasgow, so it is obviously dearer. Oh, Ian, that's spilling. Callum's insisting to come out of this bloody video. I'm actually reeking of this lager now because it's spilled everywhere. So here we go, right? This is, I quite like the look of this. It's slightly cloudy. That's actually quite nice. Do you know what? It's not actually strong as what I thought it would have been. It's kind of... See, sometimes when you try some like German inspired beers or whatever, you'd expect it to be really, really like strong. But that's actually quite pleasant to drink. It's no like overpowering or anything like that. It's actually quite a nice beer. When I seen it slightly cloudy, I thought, oh, here we go. This is going to be like an IPA, but it's no. It's quite a nice lager. And I would actually easily drink the 4-pack. And I would pair them, I always say this, I would pair them with a nice wee packet of, where's my nuts? Ian, where's my ready salted nuts? So here we go. This is what I eat when I'm drinking beer. These wee snack packs or ready salted crisps. I just think it pairs well. But aye, Wrexham Lager, who would have known? As I say, that's the first time that I've seen that. It's popular seemingly in America, India, it gets shipped these places, but I don't know if the Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney invested in money in it, it's maybe gave them a wee boom. I'm not too sure, because that is the first time I've seen that. And as I've just said there, it's been since 1882, so over 100 years old, the brewery, do you know what I mean? So, and that's the first I've came across that. So it's actually quite a nice lager. I would definitely give that a try, definitely. No. Hi everybody. So obviously it's a couple of weeks down the line since the beers that I tried, just that you've seen there, the new. I'm trying to kind of pace myself here. So I've got this one, West Brewery again, as I've explained. I think it was a couple of beers before this one. I explained all about how West came about in Glasgow. It's actually situated on Glasgow Green. And I've been to it before. I've done the brewery tour and stuff like that. It's really, really good. So this is St Mungo's Lager, and it's named after the patron saint of Glasgow. That's where that name came from. And also a keen brewer, St Mungo. The percent is 4.9%. It is brewed to, according to the German purity law. So there we go, I've got it all here, reading up on it, just to give you guys a wee bit of insight into this here, a lager. So it's been chilling in, got my cheers glass here again, been chilling in the fridge.
Been replaced a couple of times.
Been replaced a couple of times. So this beer's a wee bit darker. You can see that, it's a wee bit darker. Smells really strong. Oh, aye. You want to have it? Well, that's really, really nice. It's a stronger taste, it's more malty, but I like beers like that. It's really, really nice. Obviously it's perfect because it's been chilled. It's not too fizzy as well, it's quite a nice beer actually. I'm getting more malt than anything. Now, I've read the description here, I'm going to read it out to you, right? It's a lager known for its complex malty flavour, which I'm getting a lot of malt here, right? As I say that, I quite like lagers like that. And it's a slight herbaceous note. I don't know what it has. But it's citrusy with a zesty finish. I'm not actually getting that. I'm not getting the zesty finish. No. That being said, maybe further on in the drink, I might start to get a wee bit kind of citrusy flavour. But the initial taste, I actually kind of get that. But I really, really like that beer. This was the reason how I didn't want to start drinking beers, because every time I drink beer, I've got to have my snacks. Just enjoy them. Walkers, smoky bacon. So hang in there. I've got another couple in the fridge that I'm going to show you guys. But I quite like West. If you're ever in Glasgow, I totally recommend getting a wee a brewery tour with this brewer. You've got tenants, maybe a half an hour walk away. That's up at Drygate. They do tours as well, but West is great. It's also got like a restaurant attached and stuff like that. We've done it before. It's all German food and it's absolutely amazing. Actually, one of my colleagues just went there just at the weekend there. And she absolutely loved it. So I actually might go and do a video in the West Brewery if I get a child-free day and maybe show you guys some of the food. So hang on there because I've got more beers coming. Hi folks, so I'm back. And to carry on with the Glasgow theme, I have went for Tennent's Exported Edition 1885 lager. Now, I don't think I've tried this before. So I was just doing a wee bit of reading up in the Tennent's just to get a bit of background on things. Obviously I'm from Glasgow, but I thought, it was actually my husband that said, you should maybe look into like how like where the lagers and the beers came from. And obviously when I tried that Wrexham one, I looked into it because I had an idea about Ryan Reynolds that. So it got me thinking I'll maybe just do the rest with these. So Tennent started exporting, their first recorded export was to America in 1797. I thought it was actually quite interesting because that's actually centuries ago that they started exporting like their lager, which I didn't know of. And also I remember like when I was a kid, my dad would have like Tennent's lager, like if you'd have house parties or something like that, everybody would bring Tennent's lager and they had the ladies pictured on the cans. So see just up here you'll see like a can I've attached to the video here. This is what they kind of look like. So I kind of googled that as well. So that actually stopped in 1991, but it was seemingly one of the highest paid jobs in the industry, and girls would be paid up to like £600 for their photographs to be taken to then be put on beer cans. And I always remember the Tennent's cans with the ladies on them. But I say that stopped in 1991. But yeah, so here we go. I'll just give this a wee bash. So this is it here. This in Glasgow, as I've already explained, it's up like the Duke Street area at Drygate where the Glasgow Royal Infirmary is. It's just down for there. And it's actually got a eatery attached to it. I've never went, so I think I might go with the camera actually. I'll just say to my husband there, if we try and get a child-free day, we'll go back to West Brewery, show you guys the food, show you guys all the different beers. And I might actually go up, it's called Drygate for the Tennent's one, and it's right next to the brewery. I might do the Drygate one as well, because I've actually never been. So we're going to pour this in my wee cheers glass. It's a lighter beer, see that? It's lighter. Much lighter than a St Mungo's, obviously, because the St Mungo's is like a German beer. This is your Scottish beer. It's so light. Also, they use fresh Highland water and also Scottish barley as well in the Tennent's recipe. So give this a wee bash, shows you how light it is. This is like kind of what I would picture a lager to be, like that kind of lightness. Can't really taste. I think because I had that St Mungo's lager, was really strong. And then I went right into the Tennent's there, and then that Tennent's is only 5%. To be fair, a lot of you are going to be like, Tennent's is absolutely rotten and there isn't much taste at the best of times. But I can't actually, it's very light. It's a very light beer, like a light lager. Getting it now. So it's not too malty like obviously that St Mungo's one. It's a very light lager, and if you don't like that very strong lagery taste, this is the one for you. Whereas I quite like the strong lager, the strong malt and all that. I quite like that. But this is quite nice. As I said, if you're no into like strong tasting lagers, that's definitely worth a shout. My husband was speaking to me there, so he used to work for Tennent's. It's now owned by the C&C Group, and it has been for a number of years. He said that Tennent's exported lager is big in Italy, which I actually didn't know. And I'm actually quite surprised about that, because everybody that I speak to say Tennent's lager's pure rotten, but to be fair, I quite like it. And there's not much lagers that I've came across that I don't actually like. if you've seen my latest Tenerife review, I'd actually went for flavoured beers, stroke lagers, and I wasn't really big on them. The ones in France, the beer review that I done in France, a couple of the flavoured lagers were really, really nice. So I think it just depends where you go. Some breweries are really good at doing that, and they totally hit the nail on the head regarding the flavoured lagers and stuff like that, and other breweries fail at that. And also like your stouty kind of beers, like your really dark beers, some breweries totally fail at that. You'll never ever beat a Guinness for that, I don't think. But aye, definitely worth a shout. Now, I know I normally put the prices up for these, but we lost the receipt because we actually bought them like about a month ago, just so that I could obviously chip away week on week. I don't want to buy loads of beers and then tank them all in one night. That's not really my style. So I've been kind of just drinking a couple like every couple of weeks, because I'm on the calorie counting, and obviously it's just you're in the house, you're not on holiday. If I was on holiday, I'd probably drank a lot more, but aye, Tennent's. I quite like Tennent's, to be fair, and I also like Bellhaven. I'll actually need to add a couple of Bellhavens into this video, I think, now that it's got me thinking, because that's another Scottish brewer, and I do quite like a wee Bellhaven. So stay tuned. I'm going to finish this lager off, and I'm going to go in and hit another one in the fridge, but I just thought we would continue with the Glasgow ones, because as I said, West Brewery is on Glasgow Green, and this is just about maybe a half an hour's walk from West Brewery. Is up at Tennent's Brewery, and that's up at the Glasgow Royal Infirmary, round about the Necropolis graveyard, and the views for that actually are absolutely stunning. So that's the two famous breweries that we've got in Glasgow so far. Stay tuned. Oh aye. Hi. No. Hi everybody, so I'm back. And I'm going to try Grolsch. Now, I remember these bottles when they had the funny kind of lid, and you could have flicked it on it. Anyway, I'll attach a picture that I'm talking about. So I've never pictured it in a can, nor have I ever tried Grolsch, but it's a Dutch beer. So I was kind of reading up, there's not really any interesting kind of facts, like the Wrexham beer, or Wrexham lager was the only lager available in the Titanic, plus your wee Tennent's facts and your West Brewery facts. Can't really find anything else on Grolsch, to be honest with you. I have looked, but there's no interesting facts, so we're going to try this. Again, it's a very, very light coloured drink. See that? Very, very light. It's what I would expect a lager or a, what's this? No, this is a Pilsner beer. So it's very much what I would expect in colour wise, and not as dark as obviously as the Simungos that I'd showed you. Although that was really, really nice. I really enjoyed that. I was actually just saying Ian there about going to West for the day, as long as we get a babysitter, because we've actually not done it like that for quite a while. Right, so here we go. It's alright. And it's actually alright. The first initial taste I took there, it was like a metally taste I was getting, and I was like, oh, I don't know about that. Then I took a second taste, and it's actually fairly decent. Here we go. Instead of me attaching the photo, here we go. Ian went and got this. So see, like the cap there, and then it's attached to like the wee metal bits. This bit here, that's where I remember like Grolsch, and I've never ever tried this. But do you know what? You know, sometimes when you initially take a drink, you like a drink, and if you've been mixing like your different drinks, it takes a wee while to kind of, maybe 2 or 3 sips in, you actually get the better taste of it. Aye, it's actually quite nice. To say my first sip, I was like, well, I don't know. But third, maybe 3, 4 sips in, it's actually quite nice. Again, it's no so strong a taste as my St Mungo's 2 drinks ago. Obviously, that's like a more German style beer. But aye, that's actually really, really nice. I probably could drink, in fact I will probably drink the full can, but I pleasantly surprised with Grolsch. It's not a drink that I would have actually went out my way to go and buy. It's just my husband went and picked some beers and like, you know, what, to do a review on them. So I wouldn't have went out my way. Would I go and buy it now? I actually probably would. I actually probably would just go and buy a Grolsch now, to be fair. If you want a lighter tasting beer one night, nothing too like, a lot of people don't like stronger tasting beers. I do. I actually quite like that, but also like your lighter tasting beers. But if you like that style of beer, 100% go for it. You won't be disappointed, to be fair, because it's very easy going down. You're not getting that overpowering kickback. When you initially drink beer, you think, oh, you're getting quite a kickback there. It's nothing like that. It's quite nice going down. So aye, Grolsch Pilsner beer. I'm actually pleasantly surprised about that beer, if truth be told, because I thought that's not going to be nice, but no, it's really, really nice. So there we go, beer 3 of tonight. Well, I'll maybe push it for a beer 4 tonight, because we're sitting on Sunday night, a different night, possibly, because I'm actually quite enjoying myself. So aye, I'm going to finish this off and maybe try another one. Sorry, I'm going to put my lamp on. So I was talking to Ian there about this Grolsch. He said it's only 3.4%. So it's a very, very weak beer. Still trying to get used to this DJI. I'm using my DJI gimbal tonight. It's a very, very weak beer. So, aye, 3.4%. So there we go, it's another wee thing. So aye, it was just literally telling me that there when I pressed the stop record button. So keep watching, because there's more beer to come. Hi folks, how you doing? So my 4th beer of tonight, and I actually went at the fridge and I was like, oh, I might drink that one next. Like a 5th beer, I don't know. I'll see how I feel. I'm actually watching The Night Strider because we are going to Orlando he's probably already heard me speak about it quite a lot, in a few months time. So Night Strider's put up another vlog and I'm watching that and I'm just so excited actually. So the next in the fridge on the hit list was Brewdog. Now this has been brewed in Aberdeen, as it says on the can, Elon, in Aberdeen. It's a Scottish company. So I was reading up about Brewdog. Now I remember like years and years and years ago, me and Ian went into a Brewdog pub in Glasgow city centre, and at the time we were getting like a voucher for a free pint, and it was Punk. I think it was called Punk. And I was really big on it and I'm like, I don't really like that. And I know that Brewdog has a hotel actually in Edinburgh, and if you pay to stay in a certain room, it's not a standard room, it's one of these certain rooms, it's obviously going to cost a lot more money. You get like draft beer actually in your room, and like a Bluetooth speaker and stuff like that, draft beer in the shower, all that sort of stuff, and you can actually imagine how much that's going to cost. To be fair, I actually says to Ian I would quite like to do a video on that room, so I might actually have to do some extra shifts just to see if I can do pay for it to do a video in that room, because it does actually sound appealing when you've got like the beer taps available in your room and stuff like that. But I quite like the look of this can just solely because it's got like the retro look about it, and I love everything retro, 80s upwards, absolutely love it. And that's kind of got like the 70s, 80s kind of look on the can with the way that the font on the can has, and that's kind of, that caught my eye, if truth be told. But Brewdog, so I was reading all about it, so it's a relatively new company, so it was founded in 2007, but there's been a lot of controversial surrounding this company. I was kind of reading into it and stuff like that. You can obviously go and Google it if you want, but regarding their employees and stuff like that, there's been a lot of controversial stories surrounding this company. So I'm like, well, I don't know. When you read things like that, you think, do you know what? I don't think they're a good company to work for by the sounds of it. But anyway, let's sample this beer. As I say, I tried Brewdog away years ago and I wasn't a big fan, but we'll give this one a go. This can actually caught my eye. So again, a very, very light colour. But I kind of noticed it's a wee bit cloudy there. Don't know, looks like a wee bit cloudy. Don't know if you guys can see that. It's no so clear, it's a wee bit cloudy again. So 3.4%, again, quite weak. And it is a lager, but it's got that like kind of IPA kind of look about it. I don't know if you guys can see that, but for where I'm sitting, it is a wee bit more cloudy. So let's get a wee chance. Can't really taste that. Can't really taste the lager. When I was reading about this as well, it's saying that it's the 7th largest brewing company in Britain. 7th largest beer brand in Britain. And the company itself claimed to be the #1 crafts beer in Europe, but that's their own claim. It's no official or anything like that. I actually don't know what to make of that. I like the can, I like the whole can design, as I say. Things like this catch my eye, like designs like this catch my eye because it's solely retro. But the lager itself, I'm actually not too sure about. I can actually hardly taste it, and I think it's because I have been kind of trying beer after beer after beer. But the beers I've been getting like less a taste, if you know what I mean. It's not been like overpowering beers and then I've went to a weaker tasting beer. It's actually been consistent, so I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if I like it. It's easy going down. It's not too strong a beer. It's easy going down. But would I buy it again? Probably no. Probably no. As I say, it's just the cans caught my eye and I thought, you know, I like the look of that can. So Brewdog, I think it's a no for me. I will drink the rest of this. I don't want to waste it or anything like that, but I think I should have known better because obviously I have tried Brewdog before. Years ago, it was a long, long time ago, and I thought I'll try it again just to see if anything's changed, and it actually hasn't. And I'm actually surprised that it is the 7th largest beer brand in Britain because, to be fair, I think there's better beers out there, there's better lagers out there in Britain than Brewdog. So, let that be known. Although you guys might like this, you might like this, I just don't know. I don't know. I think I probably writ it off before I actually tried it. But anyway, I was actually quite excited to try this beer, thinking that it would be actually okay, and it's no for me. So there we go. But that being said, try it for yourselves and you might like it. But I just think there's hardly any taste there at all. Even sometimes when you open up like the can and you're initially smelling the beer, you can't really smell anything either. So the taste is really, really weak. Aye, taste is really, really weak. And for what the hint that I'm getting, the small hint, I would put that down as an IPA. I really would put that down as an IPA for the very slight taste that I'm getting. So aye. Ian's just held me something here, so it's like a pale ale. And light Munich malts. It's a gluten-free lager. Subtle lemon flavour, aye. I would put that down as an IPA. But it's definitely not a lager as such. So there we go. But if you like that sort of thing, you would definitely like it. But as I say, the taste isn't there as such. You really need to try and search for the taste, because it's not an overpowering drink at all. But yeah, it's just, I'm quite actually disappointed with that, truth be told. But anyway, there we go. Brewdog Cold Beer Lager. Give it a wee try. Don't take my word for it, because you guys might like it. 3.4%. Again, it's a very weak beer, but anyway, or lager should I say. But anyway, more to come up. Hi everybody, so we're back. So I ended up giving that Brewdog to Ian because actually it wasn't for me, and he actually says to me, would you rate that out of 10? I said 0. It just wasn't for me, so I think it's safe to say that I'm going to write off Brewdog altogether. It's just no my type of beer, lager, or whatever. So anyway, Ian had bought these.
We've not got a hotel room.
Probably no. He says we're not got the hotel now. Probably no. But I'd still like to try it. We'll experience it, you know what I mean? So this is Banks Barbados Lager. Again, I was doing a wee bit of like reading up on the beer because, well, lager, because I like to know like the background of things like that. And I know this sounds stupid, I pure love Rihanna. She's from Barbados, so it got me reading up about this. So years ago in the 1950s, Barbados government offered tax concessions to encourage like, somebody to start a brewery, and this is where this came from. So 30% of required start-up funds was provided by banks, and the rest was sold to the people of Barbados to then raise money to provide this here. So the percentage, 4.7%. When I actually opened up the bottle, I thought that actually smells quite nice. Ian's got my cheers glass because the Brewdog was in it. He's like, do you want your glass back? I'm like, no, I'll just drink out the bottle. That's nice. That's really, really nice. You get more of a taste. See, like the past couple of beers I've had, even though well, the Brewdog are writ off, you could hardly taste that. But the other ones were very weak in tasting. You can actually taste this. And it's the way a lager should be. It's really, really tasty. Not too overpowering, not too mild a taste, but just right. Just actually perfect. I really, really like that. I would actually go as far as to rate that 8 or 9 out of 10. Because I was sitting thinking that I really should rate my beers out of 10, and I haven't been doing that. But this is right up here. I really, really actually really like this beer, lager, whatever. Everybody's going to be like, is it a beer or a lager or whatever, but it's a lager. But it's actually quite nice. I haven't got my glass to pour in to show you guys the colour or anything like that. But when I'm looking through here, you can see it's clear. It's a clear lager. It's not like your Brewdog there. When I initially poured it, it was kind of cloudy and I thought this is going to be like an IPA. I do like some IPAs, but some I don't, and I wouldn't have classed that Brewdog as a lager. It's definitely an IPA. But anyway, yeah, Banks, definitely give that a shout. I've never ever seen these in a shop, so I'm not too sure where Ian got these from. But really, really, really enjoyed it. That's another one. This will be my last for tonight. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. Loved it.